Cattle ranching, in large part to produce beef for export, is a key driver of deforestation in the Brazilian Amazon, and production tends to go up as demand increases. Exports to the United States, for example, have grown significantly over the past year and are expected to grow even more in 2022.
Eles começaram a importar mais o ano passado, carne in natura.
The United States was already a big importer of processed meat from Brazil, but last year they began to import more significant volumes of raw meat, and the quantities have been growing. This year started very strong with about 15,000 tons exported per month in the first quarter of the year. That's a growth of 400% compared to 2021.
For the last decade, the industry has put in place mechanisms to track production and not to trade on animals which live in deforested areas, following agreements with federal prosecutors.
Esse procedimento é padrão para todas as indústrias, né?
That's standard procedure for the whole industry nowadays, so we're confident that the vast majority of the production is covered. The problems that exist due to the high volumes of cattle traded have to do with difficulties to acquire the proper documentation.
One problem that persists is the so-called practice of cattle laundering, when an animal raised on a farm connected to deforestation stays for a period in a property with a clean bill to get new papers before being dispatched, laundered to the meat packer. There is great international pressure on Brazil to make its beef industry more environmentally sustainable. Important steps have been taken in recent years, but many environmentalists say there is still much more to be done. A study by the Escolhas Institute shows each kilo of beef produced in the Amazon results in 145 kilos of carbon emission, well above the average of 78 kilos for the entire country.
A pecuária não vive na Amazônia sem o desmatamento.
Cattle ranching as it's done wouldn't survive in the Amazon without deforestation. The sector needs an overreaching modernization to change this, and it's the role of the international consumers market that buys this beef to have a strong resolve not to buy meat that carries deforestation with it.
Fazer grandes compras, grandes importações de.
There is growing international awareness with deforestation in the Amazon, but international habits and behaviors, both from consumers and importers, may also need to change if devastation is to be stopped. Paulo Cabral, CGTN, São Paulo.